All right, hello. Good morning, everyone. I see Sean is in there getting tickets fast and furious. All right, so what is it? The 5th? It's already the 5th. Wow, you blinking, it's 5 days in. Crazy. Anyway, all right, so a little bit of movement in the overnight here. Yen coming in with a little bit of strength, right? You see the dollar yen down about 33, pound yen down about 139. Pound retracing back just a little bit. Again, after how many days in a row of up, you expect a little bit of a down day. And it's down a little bit, right? Pound dollar down about 70, right? Euro pound up about 22, and that's actually kind of retracing in the last hour. Dollar Swiss down 19, so basically nothing. Dollar CAD down 7. Our alert got triggered from yesterday. And then again, now it is kind of retracing back up again. You see the Aussie dollar down about 21 as well. Euro dollar 36, not much. OPEC came in. We got the data that I posted yesterday in Discord that originally it was 2 million. It was 1 million, but then they agreed to cut 2 million. So yeah, actually that came in right here. This is a much deeper cut than the White House was fearing when it asked surrogates to, warn of the potential global disaster, right? So, I love it. Oh, this one, poor Biden, Russian markets. Considers more outputs in November. So that's interesting too, that they could be doing even more. And like I said, everybody's talking about where we're going. With everybody's going into a global recession again, that lowers demand. So again, they're trying to get ahead of it. They're not trying to play catch up after the fact. So yeah, is what it is. Not much we can do about it. The other thing that I thought was interesting too, and you can see it up here, but I had it clicked over here, that Germany is now criticizing the United States. Germany talking about, it was interesting that, for the U.S. citizen, Biden said, shame on you gas companies. You should just stop taking profit and make your gas cheaper. While Germany's now blasting us saying, hey, listen, it's amazing how other friendly gas suppliers are keep charging. So, it's okay to send $20 billion worth of weapons to a country. But he says, yeah, Germany is suggesting that the United States is profiting from the fallout of the war in Ukraine. Right? Some countries, including friendly ones, sometimes achieve astronomical prices for their gas. Of course, that brings with it its own problems, and we have to talk about that. So, yeah, you call on more solidarity. It's like, hey, listen, you're going to send them a lot of special weapons and missiles, but you're charging us. I'm not paying for it. I have to pay. We're paying stuff already, and we're still fueling. Yeah. So. I love that when it comes to assisting its energy-pressed allies in Europe. So yeah, is there more to that? That companies are just supposed to not get it, but yeah, that the Ukraine is more important than Germany. So we'll see. Yeah, this is what happens. And like you said, as long as you don't have an overly cold winter, natural gas supplies, although they're paying I mean, again, they're going to recession. They don't want to be paying more for it. That's what's happening right now. But with that said, there's going to be some movement. I'm sure there'll be more to that. Besides that, again, the ADP non-services data, again, coming in higher than expected. More people are, getting hired. And again, maybe that's why we saw the JOLTS data actually come down. But, I mean, this is positive, right? It's not a bad thing, right? Not a bad thing. I think it's good. I mean, I don't, as I said, I didn't think there was going to be much difference. I didn't think that, the Fed was going to do anything different based off just that JOLTS data. And this is other data that says, look, more people are getting hired back again. We were supposed to raise the unemployment rate. This is more people getting hired. So this is kind of not doing what it was meant to do yet. So, yeah, it's kind of like, is it working? Is it not working? I don't think we really know yet. So I still think the Fed is going to do what it's going to do. Although, actually, there was an article that I read yesterday. I don't know who the person was. I didn't recognize the name. Most of the time, I don't know the guys, but I kind of recognize some of the names. Then a guy on that says they're going to do the 0.75. Excuse me. And then they're gonna stall. They're gonna halt. They're gonna wait and see what happens after that. Which, again, I think that was kind of an interesting take on it. We'll see. We will see. Who knows? But besides that, that's kind of all we're seeing. Talking about dollar slumps and monetary policy tools are up to the BOJ to decide. U.S. dollar nurses will pull back as traders glimpse peak rates. I still think we got more to go. I mean, this number is we're moving in the right direction. And actually, last time there was an adjustment. Right? They came in and was like, "Oh my God, that's horrible! It's working." But then the reality is it was about 50,000 more than they actually reported. So, they were saying that it was people are not getting hired, and they are. It was higher. So I think that would have changed some of the adjustment, but it was a double. So again, more reason why we should see some dollar strength kind of creeping back in. And you're seeing it rally up. Tomorrow, we do have crude oil as well, and there was a bit of a miss here in crude oil, showing a kind of a little bit of a down draw. It was expected to be a little bit of a surplus, and again, that's probably adding to oil as well. You can tell that oil is up a bit, up in that 87 range, getting close to that 90. Tomorrow morning, again, we have Kuroda speaking. Again, those are always tentative. We have monetary policy most for the ECB. I think that's really important to see where the ECB kind of goes to next. I don't know. I'm curious to see. Like I said, you have Germany already kind of pissed off at the high prices of things. We've talked about, Switzerland is now seeing more signs of a second round of inflation coming in. Not many positive things besides they're going to raise interest rates. So this is the meeting accounts will be kind of the first glimpse, right? Kind of the first glimpse into what that really looks like. Unemployment claims. This is where we talked about the Fed saying we need to get to 4.6. Okay, we're much lower than that. The ECB is. I mean, the ECB hasn't done really much yet, but they're just starting. Remember, the ECB is way behind. The ECB is just starting their raise cycle because of the Ukraine. ECB is much lower than everybody else. They will catch up. We're not sure how far they're going to go because they're dealing with more problems. But yeah, they're just starting their race cycle where everybody else, a great example is, where is it? And we just saw it. We talk about, retreating, and we talk about, peak rates and what it looks like. ECB hasn't done anything yet because of Ukraine. So yeah, it's kind of where they're at. I think that's the next big bullish run will be, I think, in the euro. Right. I think the dollar's got at least one more pop. Man, I think it's a pop and a pause. I do think, we start rolling into a bit of a recession. And these are going to be the problems that kind of, plague this administration is that, you waited way too long. You let the problem get way too big. And then the only way to stop the big problem was to basically hurt the United States. And yeah, Russia still exists. Right. So the Middle East is not friends of ours. They're jacking the prices of gas on us. Right. Kind of goes down as a major kind of debacle is kind of I think what basically is what it's setting up for. I mean, it's not like it's new. It's been kind of there for a while. So, yeah, but yeah, I think the ECB. Put it this way. I mean, if you look at that some of the big names, the United States, we know it's a mess here. They know what we got to keep doing. The UK is a complete shambles. Everybody thought that Boris was, again, partying during COVID was bad, but yeah, the new lady is, I think even worse. So the ECB is kind of like they just haven't done anything yet. And remember, the ECB forever used Ukraine as the example or the reason, but now they got to do something. Got to do something before they run into the same problem the UK does. And remember, the guy in France was like, "Oh my God, the UK is just nuts." I'm concerned about the UK when they have their own problems that they got to focus on. So, but that's everything that'll lead us up till tomorrow's session. And then again, 10 o'clock, we have we have a couple speeches, Macklin speaking, and then a couple different FOMC members late tomorrow night. So, yeah, we'll see. And then remember, obviously, Friday is the biggie. Friday is the non-farm number. So tomorrow I think will be mostly preparation for these Friday numbers. And again, it was 3.7 before. We're holding 3.7. The Fed says this needs to get up to 4.6 before it's really showing that we're working. This could be positive. Average hourly earnings, could be good. We'll see. If this is like a 0.2, then we know that we're in trouble. It's only been a few days for the lady. Give her some time. Nah, she's already pissed everybody off. She's already, Put it this way, your first policy is absolutely kind of like, or not absolutely, universally hated, right? It sends the markets completely in turmoil, right? And then 3 days later, it's like, all right, just kidding. Let's go back and we'll do something else. It just doesn't, it's not wasn't the good, not the best way to start, right? It's kind of not what you want, That's politics. Yeah, it's politics, but at the same time, I don't know. I mean, there's politics and then there's policy. And I think policy is, I don't know, your first action if you're being, I don't know, I don't want to say adversarial, but it's kind of like adversarial at the same time. When you try to make a big name for yourself, it tends not to work out well, right? I would say she was kind of like a renegade in her statements and actions and things like that. Coming in with all the problems. Like, here's the thing: when there's a lot of problems in the UK, like for the UK, for example, you don't want to come in and just do such polarizing things that the entire world reacts to it. Like, everybody reacted to the cuts and everything else in the UK. So it just shows you the UK is still a powerful nation, financially. And yeah, I mean, all the markets were like, "What? What's going on?" Not how you want to start off your administration. So, yeah, yeah, not the way you want to do it. All right, so let's jump over to the chart. So VIX. So VIX is showing up a little bit. It's gapped up a little bit higher from where we were, but it's basically where we started yesterday. Nothing super crazy, but again, the markets are, you may say, well, wait a second, we've had great data. Why are the markets showing this? Well, it's pretty simple. They're showing red today because, again, the data that we just got is, pro interest rate rise. We're not, the world is not ending, right? Or at least the United States, the economy is not ending. We've been able to, not do bad. We've been able to keep our numbers low, even though we've been raising interest rates, and we know that inflation is still a major problem, and everybody's acknowledging it's a major problem. So, yeah. It's kind of one of those things. We're back into that good is bad, and that's what this is, right? It was good data, right? It's nice that more people are getting hired. You got to love that, right? More people working is not bad, but it's more reason to raise that interest rate. So, yeah. Dollar also up. And you can see, again, dollar, it's kind of like they knew. As of this morning, if you look to see where the kind of the European market opened, the 3 o'clock candle is actually right there. It's actually the green. Right, the 245 candle actually. Here, I shouldn't be on that one, right? Yeah, so the 245 candle is right there. We had this quick little kind of spike down to grab this level. It's been nothing but straight up since the Europeans took over. Kind of like they knew what the data was going to be today, right? Right? Gotta love when that happens, right? Well, it's moving. And because of that, all the indices are slightly in the red. Crude oil also up. Natural gas also up. Gold and silver, why are they down? We talked about selling opportunities yesterday. Reason why is because, again, it was good data. So that's why we talked about, hey, look for selling opportunities. Whenever it spikes, take it. We'll start off with the Aussie. So the Aussie yesterday, we tagged this early morning, and then we were kind of floating right around here. It kind of went sideways until we got to really the European session. And again, European session was right there. It's actually the second red candle. Whoops. It's actually there. Whoops. Nope, I want it small. I want it small. Turn it there. Bam. Right there is where the European session opened. Pretty much been straight down. I would say we really haven't necessarily left the area. We had a level yesterday that we talked about. And again, you can see it front run here, kind of pushed in again, and now we're kind of stuck sitting right in that level. But it's been hit enough times and it's based through. It shouldn't be used for anything more than that. The problem with something like a short on this one, and again, I am feeling this one more to the bearish side. Problem is we have buyers here, and we have buyers here. So there's 3 different levels in here, as well as this old violated level should act as an area of sellers now that it was buyers and now broken. So kind of hard to really set this one up. And again, there's your base, and there's your kind of testing level off of it. So could we come down about? Sure. But we got a lot of kind of junk to clean through. I don't know if we can clean through it today with the news. I do think this one does grind lower. But as far as a decent setup on it, I don't really have one where you can say, hey, listen, there's your defined level of risk. Take that one right there, short it here. It's this many pips. Don't really have that because it's been so kind of grindy. We kind of like spikes, right? And this is just all this chop back and forth is what we're dealing with. So, we'll extend these lines across, and I think these are 2 great levels. I'd love for this to grind for the next 2 days. If we can grind down over the next 2 days and put ourselves, that would be what, right here? Is it? No, it's not that one. It's this one. Oh no, we got 2. It's 2 days. My bad. Should be there. Yes. If we can grind down to that level here, right? I think this is I kind of like that. Right? If we can just grind, slow, so no trade setup. So we can get down to this level here. And you may say, well, wait a second, why would we go long this, right? Short? Well, it's because I think the prediction on it right now on Friday is all these are, what if, this non-farm number comes in at 240 or 230, or in this, the average earnings comes in a little bit, a little bit lower as well, right? Everybody's expecting big numbers. The expectation is it's going to be a strong dollar. This would be a weak dollar play going into that news. So it's kind of what I'm looking for that right now. But I don't really like any of these zones in here. Not really to take it right now on an intraday basis. Also, yen. So also, yen had a trade from yesterday. Again, a little bit busy, so let me explain what's going on. Again, we had this old kind of top to bottom. We have hit the 78, so we don't really need it right now. It's kind of hit as far as our purposes today. It did kind of do a little bit of a pull off over here. So I'm going to take it off right now just to kind of clean it. Yesterday, we had talked about kind of a push all the way down. And we mentioned that there was a little level there, and we kind of pulled back again. And, it got about 2/3 of the way through at 9:30. All of a sudden, it spiked up at 10 and 10:30. We spiked all the way up again, and that was from yesterday, right? Just click it there, and we go yesterday. And you can see that was kind of the JOLTS data, right? And we knew the JOLTS data was going to be a big deal, and it was a huge miss. So the JOLTS data shot itself all the way through and then started to reestablish a level here. And you can see we had a big push down. We came back up. We touched it again and pushed back down again. We grabbed that level again and pushed back down again. And then this morning we kind of went up there based. And then from the European session, we did nothing but go south. So a couple of different opportunities in this one. So we'll extend this down all the way to this bit, right? All the way down here. And you can see there's a few levels. This old level here, again, obviously violated at this point. But if you carry it across, you can see, oh, wait a second, we got some stuff going on right there. So, we can kind of take more of a near term on this one and kind of box it out a little bit. I think if it pulls back to that level, I think there's probably a little trade in there at that 93.35 level. As far as where this stops, it turned kind of where it should have here, but it hit it once over here, it hit it again, and it's kind of hit it again. I think this one is faltering right now, and I really think, again, we look for overall targets down here at 92.34. There is going to be a small level, and we've seen this level here. It's already kind of been hit once. If you're looking for more near term, and again, this is right from where we are right now, it's about 50 pips to the downside. I think you need to be very cautious around this 92.68 level. Right now, kind of just like the Aussie dollar, kind of like this one more to the bearish side. And you can see we are in a downtrend. It is pulling up right now. It is kind of, excuse me. Sorry, guys. I was up late last night with Kip. It is kind of It is more in kind of a downtrend setup type scenario, but finding a good zone I think is going to be important. If you are going to use this level, again, we know it's an old level. I'd probably bracket it off, probably there. Actually, hold on, let me see before I say that. It's fine. 13 pips. So we've already hit it once. I'd like for it to come and sit there at that 10:30 time frame. I think that makes a great reversal trade, and we have plenty of room to the downside for that one to go full. But 93.34, something along those lines, right there. And you can see all it does is basically break a low for the day. Right, that's your 1 to 3. It's 11 pips worth of risk, 35 in the other direction. Not too bad of a trade, right? Euro dollar. Okay, euro dollar. So yesterday we were talking about where this reversal, we were looking for kind of a slowdown in this one, and it ended up chopping through the 95.57. Actually, it hit it and pulled back and then punched forward again. We talked about parity being a big deal. It actually made it to 99.95. So super, super close. Right, super, super close to parity. But again, when we talk about reversals, we look for failure to go higher, and that failure to go higher came in right there. And you can see the rollback. And again, even with the violation on that one, we knew not to get long because of the parity level, but it hit it. It hit it again, and then it started the base. It's like, oh, God, go ahead, break it. And we're all the way back to where we started. So there was a trade here in the overnight. And once again, there you go. There's your European session start. Whoops. God, I keep hitting the wrong one. Right, there's a European session start. So yeah, we've basically been in one direction. So you could use this one, but at this point it's out. Right now, I think you need to respect this level, but I don't know if this is a long again. Remember, this was a violated zone, and again, it was a good violation. We had the 1, we had the 2, we had the 3, we had the 4. We actually had a 5, and then it pulled back and took off out of it. We know there's buyers that stop the selling there, so right now I'd be looking for even a potential bounce off of this one. It's about 17 pips lower, right? Curious to see what it does. A lot of times we don't use this as a second entry for long. Again, a lot of junk right below it. So really, I mean, this is right now you should still technically be short this position, so you should be looking to take your profit. And I mean, right where we are now, not actually a bad level to take profit if you are short. I mean, this has been a big runner from where it triggered. It's 120 pips to the downside. So is there a lot more in this trade in a 120 pip mover already? Probably not. Probably not much more. And can we have a complete reversal, dollar weakness cranking back into the market? I think it's maybe ISM does it. I mean, if ISM comes in at 50, 51, 52, maybe, but we're already starting to hold. We're not kind of back in that level again. And again, I guess it is just a little bit of a test right here, but yeah, I mean, it's close. How much is it? I don't want to say this and then have it. It's 21. Yeah, I think this is coming in as a red number. Yeah, this is probably coming as a red number. Question is, can ISM counteract what we saw in non-farm? It's a good question. Maybe if we get a little chop on this one. I wish this was just a little bit closer. We're about 20-something pips from it right now. I mean, it's got 6 minutes. Yeah, I guess it can move just ahead of time, but you can see it's already starting to stabilize itself for that news. I'm wondering if this is the takeoff point. I'm wondering if it's using this old level here. Well, not old, but I'm wondering if it's using this base right here. I'm wondering if that's what it's using. And then it does a little pop like that. How many pips is that? You see how it's like stuck? See how it's holding? That tends to be where we're looking for setups. Yeah, 1 to 3 is only right there. It is holding. This is an aggressive level. So again, for those of you looking to get in for news, this is an aggressive level. but it is holding. And again, it was a level of a base, kind of a kind of a front run. But again, it was an old violated level where we got a one candle bottom base with a nice punch out of it. So I mean, in actuality, yes, it is a zone. It's a risky zone. Again, I'm doing it and drew it on the 15, so you know how again, higher risk with a 15-minute zone. But the fact that it's holding right here kind of leads me to believe that if this number comes in at, I don't know, 52, 51, I mean, it's supposed to be 56, right? Yeah, it's supposed to be 56. If we come in, I don't know, even 54 should be enough to give us enough dollar weakness just to pop this up. Doesn't need to move far. And again, it's been European session straight down. We would expect to see profit taking anyway. Question is this pre-positioning for that news today? You know? And again, down 1.12. That's kind of an outlier right now. So yeah, it's kind of set up for a long. Knowing that we have news, seeing what we've seen straight down 120, kind of a daily ATR straight down in 6 hours, it's kind of set up for that. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see in 2 minutes, but right now that looks like that is a long. Yeah, and Euro pound just popped right off this level as well. Let's go back up to 30. So we talked about this yesterday. Yesterday was the bottom, and then it basically flatlined. Actually, yesterday we were sitting here. So kind of did nothing, kind of ran out of steam, kind of went up and finally grabbed it. And again, this would be that European weakness, pound strength coming back in. It's okay. I mean, we are seeing a little bit of selling coming off of it. It is marked as a 23.6 from that low. That's kind of what we drew yesterday. So it is a level. I'd have liked to get a little bit more of a kind of a decent new level on there. I think that this level, being that it's 25, is a little bit much. I'm kind of wondering at this point if we wait for this to kind of pull back a little bit and then take it. Look for a little bit of this action right here, right? Because if that's the case, we could actually draw about a 17 pip zone on that one. If we put something along these lines in, yeah, it's about 16 and a half. I like 16 and a half on this one better. Right there. Why the heck did that turn red? Did you guys see that? Huh. Oh, I guess because it would be in the negative it was currently trading. All right. I was like, why the heck is that turning? I was moving the bottom, not the top. I don't know why I did that. See, it's doing it again. It's got to be because it was negative. Sometimes I don't understand all the functions of TradingView sometimes. It's kind of like, oh, that's an option. Didn't know that was there. So yeah, if we get a pull down, maybe we look for a little bit of a fit there. All right, let's see what we got here. Come on. Oh, it came in positive. I'm kind of surprised by that one. As bad as manufacturing was, really surprised that came in positive. So it looks like they were overly negative on that one, on services. So there should be a little bit of adjustment. So let's actually see. Let's go back up to that one and see what it's doing. Right? Yeah, it didn't give us the pop because, again, everybody was looked like it was expecting that. So we'll see if it can break through that zone or not. Right? We'll see. Right? The initial response is obviously dollar strength because, again, came in much better than expected. Much, much stronger. So we'll see. Let's see if that pop comes. See if it comes through. But it has actually touched where the confirmed buyers are. So yeah, we'll see. I'm sure we'll have an answer to that one by the end of today. All right, so this guy. So you can see we have our more near-term level set up, and we set it up at about 11 o'clock yesterday. And you can see we came up at the same time today. This looks much like a lot of the other European positions. The candle that had us take off was the kind of the 245 candle. Right? Close enough to the European Open. And all we did was ran in the same sellers that had already been a zone. It had already been touched about twice. It did push it to the brink, so you may or may not have gotten stopped out on that one. And all it did was shoot it straight back down again. So, if I adjust this higher, you can see right now we are around the 23.6 level. There are confirmed buyers down there. And this is kind of what we've seen on another one. We've seen some European weakness, right? Again, if we bring European strength back in, that kind of does mess with the euro pound a little bit. But bringing European strength in would also kind of coincide with what we see here. So, question is, does the euro dollar or the euro yen help affect this one? Right now, looks like we've breached the zone there at the 23, but we're going to have people lingering in. How much we got? 90 pips down. Hmm. I still think this is our profit target, our overall profit target down. I don't. Hmm. Hmm. I don't know how much that's going to give us a little bit of a hiccup, but I don't know if it holds the whole way. Um. It's 96. Hmm. I don't think I'm taking. I don't think I'm interested in taking a reverse off of this. This is a decent base, and it is confirmed. It has a decent pop out of there, and it's at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So actually, I'm sorry, 1:30. Not a bad level. This is so right now. If you are short in this position, okay, your first profit target on this one is going to be down here. Your buyback short is going to be here at 141.69 or 141.70. You can do it that way if you want. Take profit right there because there will be buyers stepping in. How much does it move so far? Okay, we're down 144 in the session. Hmm. Yeah, I think there's going to be a hiccup. I think right now we look for first a hit, and then we look for a failure to go lower on this one. Take the 141.70 pop right back up again. We can probably continue a little bit more just because of the yen today. And again, you're seeing you're seeing the euro dollar continuing to fall a little bit. So we are getting we are getting the European weakness in there. It's just whether or not we can find a zone anywhere in here. You can see the euro dollar is again. That small zone would have gotten stopped out now. We are in the confirmation test, and the question is, will this give us a 1030 reversal, or was that surprise too big of a jump? Right? Was that too big of a miss? Right? Is kind of the big question we're dealing with. Euro yen. That's funny. Euro yen looks like this. Pound dollar looks exactly the same way. So pound dollar. So yesterday morning, we were sitting right in this area here, right? We'd already had one trading. We were talking about finding where the new top was going to be. We mentioned 114.63, and we ended up getting it. There is our kind of our top, and you can see right there, it did peak right above at 230 today, and then kind of gave us a little bit of a Harry Potter on that old zone, right? This was the old zone. We weren't looking to take it again. We'd had a couple small hits on it, but it came the bottom and then became kind of the tennis game. And we did get a pullback into that zone. Maybe or maybe not got in. I think on the 15 it looked a little bit better. Yeah. Kind of a hard one to be able to take, right? It did push back down. Right now, I would say that there's probably not many trades. And again, this is one of those ones that you may or may not have missed just based off of this 245 or this 230 candle as it turned and rolled back down. So we know this is an old one. Right now, we're going to delete this because we don't need it anymore. Let's pull this all the way up. And again, you can see we're kind of coming right into that 23.6 again. I'm going to turn this yellow because it did take the bounce through that one. How much it's got? Let's see. 77. Whoops. Oh, it's not quite enough of a pullback. Hmm. 21. Big question is this level? It's an 11 to 2 level with a confirmation touch at night. Interesting spot. I don't know that I'd be willing to take this one long. But if this is the bottom and then it starts to pull back up again, any pushback down again, I'd willingly take a confirmation entry on this one. I do think if it does, I mean, if it, again, I'll go turn here. If it does push all the way up, then I think you take this one short here. Again, it's just above the 23.6. You'll have some 23.6 people jumping in. It keeps the downtrend going. And again, dollar strength versus the pound, I can play with that one. Again, we do have a Harry Potter much lower when we break through the 110.28 again. A little bit of drama in here, and again, that's kind of what scares me is the ascending wicks on these, that they are popping up again, and then we do have a nice punch off of it at 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning. Obviously, dollar-based news, but again, yeah, I'd like to get short this one. But again, if this is the bottom and we just kind of go halfway, I think there's the ability to get into a trade here long, but overall, I think I'd like it to kind of move its way slowly back up and come back to that level at 133.33. I'm sorry, 113.33. Pound yen. All right, so pound yen. Here's a level from yesterday that we talked about, the 165.64, and you can see we actually tagged it this morning. Actually, at 5:30 we tagged it, and then again at 2:30, 2:45. Actually, I think it's 2:45 on all these. Yeah, 245 is actually where we snagged it. It's been pushing right back down, right? So right now we can extend this up. You can see we got quite a room to run on this one before the 23.6. 130 pips to the downside before we get to that level. There is some chopping back and forth, but it's been pretty much straight down. I would expect a little bit of a pullback. And again, this is one of those ones that this is more of a fib wheelhouse type trade where you're looking for, it grounds straight down, so there's not really a lot of supply for us to use that we like that really qualifies as a good supply setup for us. So this is one of those ones that's kind of a bit more artificial. There is a zone there. You can probably see it on a 15. Yeah, you can see kind of the pullback here in the test. There's a zone here. It's okay, right? Again, we're starting to get small on the 15 here, so it's not the ideal spot. But if it does come up, there is a zone that can provide a level of risk for you. It is 38 pips, though, so a little bit too much for me to be able to we're going to take an intraday, trend continuation pullback. 40 pip risk. We need 120 the other direction. Not that we, I mean, in the full context of things, 120 pips just brings us back to the 23.6. So it's not like it's like, oh my God, it's all the way down here. It's only right there. So a lot of pips being thrown around with the pound yen right now. Yeah, I mean, I think this is probably what we need is if we can break through here, I think we really get back into the 160 range. I said it yesterday that I think we can probably roll back down to 160 this week. There's still time, and I think non-farm could absolutely, even through the proxy, can absolutely drive us back down there. So probably continuation, but again, the trade setup for this one was 2:30 this morning, or actually 2:45 this morning. So we're kind of out of the wheelhouse for it right now, unfortunately. Dollar CAD. So dollar CAD, you're seeing the jump as you should. I mean, again, it was good. It was good data. We did have an alert that triggered yesterday. You can see it right here. And again, this one we kind of had the drop to a 15 to get more of a defined level of risk. You can see, and again, you can see it on the 30. I'll show you on the 31st. Whoops. You can see that there was the hiccup and the basing back and forth. You're like, okay, let me refine. Let me redo the risk now that I have a defined level in the near term. There's your level right there. If I extend it across, you can see it, right? There's your new defined level. There's your retest, and there's your punch all the way down, and it went much, much lower. So again, there was your short trade yesterday. It did actually find that bottom down there. So, I mean, we could extend this all the way down and actually bring the bottom down to 135. 135.03 was kind of where the target was. So again, this is a successful alert. And funny enough, on the other side, look, if I extend this here, actually, let me just do it this way. Boom. When that came through and broke, actually two touches. One touch here and boom, all the way back up again. So was one you could kind of take in two different directions. But again, successful trade to the downside. Again, not a candidate for a short again. 1, 2, and you could arguably say this is 3 and 4 or just 3. This would have been 4, no interest in it. So you pull that one out. There is a zone sitting right here. And this one is also in close proximity to 61.8. So if we get just a little bit more of a push higher, I think that, again, we're probably kicking back because of 50% traders. There is a little bit more. If we can just get a little bit more strength out of this one, this could absolutely turn and lead this back down again. And again, in 15 minutes, we know what's coming in is that oil number. That could bring some additional strength into oil, right? Because we already know that the ADP number was not the best for a bearish oil price, showing that we had a down draw. So again, driving up in news based for dollar, we could absolutely have this turn and roll right now with oil, right? With oil coming in. Oh, by the way, it's already starting to pull back, right? So starting to pull back. Look, that lower level looks like it's where the confirmation actually came in. So there. I don't know if it comes all the way back up right now, but it is kind of set that way that we could be seeing that reversal. And again, dollar CAD could be doing it. So dollar CAD, I think we got a level just a little bit above 136.94 or 95. Decent level. Again, if there's a 61.8, there is one just a little bit above it as well. So I think either one we could get some action out of it. But oil could actually be turning and leading this one back to the downside. I would say right now, target-wise, I think 136 is probably a target today. We're about 67 pips up. Again, we came down and really grabbed that 135. I think if we can come back down, I think that kind of is a median price level right now for this one. Whoops. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't see it. Again, actually, you know what? Maybe this one, we just bring it up to 137. Whoops. I should have probably just typed it that way, but right there. It's going to actually be hard to refine that one much more. We'll stick with it. We'll go with the round number on that one. All right, we're going to go with the round number break on that one. You can see it's a little bit in there. So, but yeah, I think this one probably rolls back over. We need some help from oil, though. We absolutely need some help from oil. Dollar Swiss. Okay, rallying back up again. You can see this one yesterday kind of dropped down in this 10:30 time frame. We didn't do anything. We just held firm here. We were looking for this one to kind of push back over and potentially retest this 97.43. It kind of just fell asleep on us. And then again, this morning, we got that dollar push forward from the European session. Taking this one top to bottom, people will look at this, right? And they'll say, wait a second, right around the 50. Yeah, I'd say the 61.8 probably makes a little bit more sense right up here. We're also kind of approaching that. It is 10:30. We do have some data coming in. Can oil turn the dollar Swiss around? Maybe. It's not the ideal one to do it with, but, it could. It does have the potential to do it. So, again, super strong push from the data we've seen this far this morning. And, I think because the Europeans have really controlled this one, and again, just to get a graphical view of it, there's that 245 window. So we've really done nothing but go straight up. So we're kind of looking for profit-taking reversals to come in. So this one, I'd say look for 98.86. Right? Again, level here, it's going to have problems jumping through that one. If it does break through that one, again, we're going all the way back up to the 95. Can I touch it? Yeah. We're going back up to the 95.50 again. I know that was 95.50. Right there. Okay, so those are your two short levels. Dollar again. Back up into the range. Look at this. We worked so hard. We missed the bottom by just, went down to 143.50. We were calling for just a little bit lower, and all it did was rally right back up. We're back in all those sellers all over again. Again, there is more of a near-term kind of level right there. Maybe we can get up there, that 145, actually 144.85. So in close proximity. But again, this also to me looks like, again, European session is from this base up. Also looking like there are people that actually knew what the data was going to be before it came out today. So yeah, cryptos again. We're seeing them roll back. Why? Again, Bitcoin under 20,000. Dollar strength coming back into the market. Ethereum also. This should be 13,000 is right there. We'll see if buyers can save Ethereum, but it looks like Ethereum's going back down to 13,000. And Dogecoin, we're at 62, right? So we're not quite there, but again, parabolic move from yesterday. Probably going to start rolling back down again. There's not much else supporting this one. And again, Dogecoin may be moving because, Elon making some moves. All right. So here's crude oil. So crude oil, normally we would set this one up for a news-based trade. You can see that it really from yesterday morning, 10:40 from where we were this time yesterday, we popped through just a little bit more and then did what? Did nothing. We just based literally. We're at the exact same spot we were this time yesterday morning. So as you can see right now, it's up 0.1. Right? Not really doing a whole lot. So as far as trading this one for news today, kind of hard because of the OPEC data that we had this morning. In a near term, we're sitting in a zone right now, but, on a 1 minute, you could say, hey, listen, we got something sitting right there, right? And on the flip side, you could say that, I mean, really, it's all the way back. But if we're going to draw it more near term, you could say that there's a level right there. So here's our two near-term levels where you expect price to move back to. And again, it's on a 1 minute chart. Yes, I'm aware of that. We're sitting smack in the middle of it in a zone that we know we've had issues with already. Again, we've had sellers in there. It's now popped a little bit up and then pulled right back down, right? And again, we expect to see this, right? A little pop out of the top, a little pop on the bottom, a little bit deeper pop on the bottom, a little bit deeper pop on the top, down, up, and down. Kind of like a reverse consolidation on this one. But now we're sitting. Did we just go down? Oh, no, that was on the same candle. Sorry. I was like, wait, what? You can see we've literally kind of popped out and established a new level. So it's not really set up for a news trade at all right now. And again, the reason why I would say that, normally we would say it doesn't matter. Let's take it. Unfortunately, the OPEC data is just too big. This request by Iran. So why this is interesting. From baselines, no revisions, OPEC plus meets, and all agreed on the 2 million cut. So you may say, well, why is this a big deal? Because right now, this is kind of like, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. JAMC is kind of like haters. If you want to write U.S. haters, right? And then you can throw Iran into that group as well. OPEC plus, this group tends to have the most they have the most influence, I guess. Influence is the right word. They have the most influence, right? Over kind of what OPEC does as a whole. Adding Iran to that, and again, does Iran like the United States? No. Look at this. You can see the dollar strength really kind of creeping in right now. Yeah, look at that nice little surprise. So question is, can we get through this stuff right now? I think there's a reversal coming in for this stuff. We'll see where it comes in. So crude oil, again, floating in the middle, not really a news-based trade today. I guess if the number's like an astronomically huge number or something like that, then sure, it could be. But at 10 minutes out, this is the stabilization that we're looking for, but it's kind of stabilizing smack dead in the middle. So not really a trade setup for us today. Natural gas doing something very, very similar. We don't need natural gas on that chart. You can see we had a nice big pop, and this is awesome. I love this. I think this is great. We talked about, kind of what that would look like from top to bottom, and you can see, this was the old, the 50 provided a little bit, the 61.8 did a little bit, the 78 did a little bit. Again, now that touches 78, we don't need it anymore. But what did it do? It came down and it based in that same level again. Did not give us a Harry Potter entry and exploded out of it. You know what that means to me? It means now we've hit it again. We've kind of breached it. I like this zone even better. So I'd say right now for natural gas, I'd be looking for this one to come through when it breaks through that 667. Again, we'd like to see the pullback still. But at this point, I kind of like this even more, coming down to 643. And again, all we need is Biden to basically be like, yep, we'll subsidize natural gas as well because it's too expensive for people. That would help drive price down, right? And it's funny, Germany's complaining now at 692. It was at 10. So you can tell it's just complaining. Just politics. Gold. All right. So gold. Talked about finding levels yesterday. You can see right here, we came up and we had that little aggressive level. It touched at 10 o'clock. If you had done more of kind of a near-term level, there's your near-term level, right? There's the bottom of the green candle. I can just put this in orange, right? Bottom of the green candle. There's a touch. There's a touch. Here's all that confirmation as it rolled apart. Europeans this morning, again, 245. Got in this trade with dollar strength and started to smash this thing back to the downside. So, again, we mentioned the zone there. We talked about 1731. We could be a little bit more aggressive with it, the more near-term zone, and that zone formed at 12 o'clock in the afternoon yesterday, and then did nothing but confirm off of it the rest of the day. Pushed down, came back up at that European 245. So today was not a 3 a.m. It was a 245 day for all these trade setups. So right now, again, I still think, I mentioned always looking, whenever you had a big push up in price, look for, to short gold. I like gold to come down. I like gold to base in. I think, again, mark this on your radar as a break of 1687.65. Look for gold to go down to 1667.78, right? I do like this one lower. And in preparation for non-farm, I'm kind of even getting more excited for it. We have had a little bit of hiccup, but look, 1 touch, 2 touches, 3 touches. We've kind of smashed that 23. If we can break through, you can see the 50 is hidden right behind our target here. So I still think that that's what the trade setup is for gold. And again, it may just base in here tomorrow, but I'm looking to be gold short. Silver. We talked about down. Silver. We talked yesterday morning. We were sitting right here. And we talked about a new level at 21. It did actually pop a little bit higher. It went to 21.16, 21.17, right? It didn't really move much from there. And again, it's funny. We drew that base and we kind of peeked our head out of the top, and then magically that happened to be where sellers came in, that 21 level. And we talked about getting back down to 20 by the end of the week. We did it in less than 1 day. So we are now officially back down. We're at 20 right now, but we did break through. We went down to 1991. We talked about an eventual target all the way down here. We still got some room to run for that one. With that break below 20, we look for 1944. So again, parabolic move up. We were looking for a new top. Again, it was a level, and again, hit it here, and then was the bottom, and it came back and retested it. Wasn't the first time it hit that. I think right now we're going to move this to the top though and kind of mark a new level of sellers. We're going to put them right there, and we'll actually pull this up a little bit as well. So yeah, not much else. Again, we said get short both these. That's down from where we were yesterday, 4.8%. So nice silver short. So hopefully you guys are able to grab that one. Twitter, right? You look at Twitter and you're like, oh, look at that. Right? Oh my God, we're down in Twitter. Really? Because if you'd been there yesterday morning, it was at 42. It's $8 higher. And again, everybody knows what's going on Twitter. Musk said, you know what? I'll buy it. It's fine. Whatever. I'll take it. The question is, does he care about it now like he cared about it before? Right? I almost kind of feel like the fact that he was like, you know what? Fine. I'll do it for that price. I feel like he has had an epiphany. And again, I don't know. I believe that he uses many creative substances. I highly doubt that he could be labeled as drug-free. Curious to see what his new epiphany was, why he suddenly was like, you know what? I will take it. He didn't flip a coin. I don't think he got any additional data where he was like, hey, you know what? You're right. I don't think that's... I think the sudden kind of just, you know what? I will take it at that price. I think that he has a new plan. I'm very, 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 very curious to see what his new plan is, what his new idea is, because this is how people work, right? Because whatever he saw, he's okay with. So yes, what exactly? What is he thinking? To be a fly on the wall in his ready room. So yeah, he did care about it before. Dude was just true. Yeah, actually, I think he did care about it before, and then realized that, hey, wait a second, it's probably not worth as much if there is. And put it this way, I'm not on Twitter, but like I have an account over there, so I get like the updates for it. There is a lot of fake accounts over there that literally you can find 5 different accounts that all have the same exact things on them, right? So I would agree. I think they underreported the fake and the bot accounts on Twitter. So I agree wholeheartedly with him. I don't know if Twitter fully disclosed it all, but I also believe that Twitter's board can't wait to get out, and they're like, please, somebody take this from us. So I get Twitter's point. I think he probably should have been a little bit more prudent before saying a price, because I do think he's overpaying for it. I think there's a lot. I think when you look at the reported numbers that they give, I wholeheartedly believe they're lying. But I also think that he now has a new idea of what he wants to do with Twitter. And I think it'll be very interesting. And I think that it's going to make people nervous. Apple. Again, Apple. We drew these the other day, right? Again, Apple going off levels, kind of pulling back from that same level. Not surprised. Tesla. People at Tesla do not like the whole Twitter thing. So not really surprised that this is pushing to the downside either. That and his robot, not quite as good as the Terminator robots from Boston Dynamics. The Boston Dynamics robots can break dance, do backflips. You can beat them with a broom, hence why they are Terminator robots, because the Boston Dynamic is Skynet. If you don't believe me, just go watch some of their videos. We will be all murdered by Boston Dynamic robots. Elon's was a little rigid, a little far behind. It's kind of like if you guys ever watched the Iron Man movie, You know, when they're trying to steal, they want Tony to turn in the Iron Man suits, and he's like, other people may already have those suits, and you can see like the Justin Hammer and all the other. Yeah, I kind of feel like Elon's robot was kind of like the Justin Hammer version. Don't worry, that pilot was okay. I feel like Boston Dynamics. So that was also not the greatest thing for anything Elon Tesla related. So let's see what the opening print looked like, and everything should be red today. Let's see what we got here. So there was our trade from yesterday. And again, you can see it went through. There's your 930 candle. And this one looks like, again, if we look for near-term bases, there was your test. Actually, we'd probably have to adjust it a little bit for that one. But yeah, that's a trigger. 930, let's see what we got. Are we out of this position? That one is good there. 1 to 3 is sitting right there. So yes, you are officially out. 1 for 1 on opening print. You're good to go. Question is, can we roll off of this? And again, this was yesterday's opening print, so again, you're good there. So, and again, remember, this is not really opening print yesterday. It was more news. It's in close proximity, but it was a news trade. Yeah, so that one's good. And again, I think today should all be red. I wouldn't be surprised if these go much, much lower. I think, if anything, let's see. Whoa. Let's see, where are they talking? Yeah, you can see right now, we're already through the 23.6. So unfortunately, somebody probably shorted that one. Or somebody probably went long on that one. It's like, oh God, what are we doing? Yeah, I'd say this is probably, look, you can see the base through there, comes with a 50. Yeah, I'd say downside target. I think, I wouldn't be surprised if the market bounces off 39.95. I don't know about today, but yeah, I think the market's coming down. Actually, let's see. Can we do it? From the opening print to now is here. If we extend that, ooh. Yeah, so it looks like 36.95 could be a target today, guys. Just saying. That could be a target. So again, opening print good there. Let's see here. Look at this. Magically, look at that. It based right in there, right? And again, not a long, right? I don't think this one would have made it. I think you're close. Yeah, I mean, you would have had to kind of grab that level. Unfortunately, although NQ is the weakest, it didn't make it on the pullback. It didn't. It got close. I mean, I guess one of you may have been really aggressive and said, no. There we go, Brian. There we go. Yeah, I mean, even then, taking it off the bottoms of these candles and actually taking it off the top of those candles, you take it off that red, it still does not trigger. So again, I'm not going to candy coat this one and be like, yeah, look, guys, there it is. No, sorry. NQ didn't do it. It did go exactly in the direction we wanted. So again, if you got into something because it was close, you would have been good on the trade. Again, where does this one stop? That's a good question. Let's see. There to there. Happens to be something sitting around that level right there. And yeah, I'd say that if I had to make a bet on that one, I'd say that 11,319.50 is well within reach. And again, potential area where we slow down, maybe pull back a little bit. Again, that impulse, maybe a correction move back off of it. YM, let's see. Ooh, YM actually may have been a little bit too deep. So YM, there's your level. Ooh, YM, you may have gotten stopped out on this one. Right? Had you been using a futures contract, YM, you may have gotten stopped. And again, this one's kind of similar, right? If you look for the first retest, the retest is here, right? There's the retest. You're okay, right? If you use that level for the retest. If you'd use more of the near term kind of saying, hey, listen, there's the basing back and forth, right? There's your basing. That's kind of left away. You may or may not have gotten stopped out with futures, right? So it's kind of, actually, it should be there on that one because there's your retest on it. So let's see. I would say this is a trigger either way. And actually, God, you may not have even gotten stopped out if you use that level. Let's put this at the bottom here. There's 1 to 3. So not out of this one yet. But I would say YM, most likely. Options contract, you were totally good. Futures contract, not so much. You may have gotten stopped out, but it depends if you use the upper or the bottom one. Depends on which one you drew it off of. And I do actually, just so you guys know, I actually do have a section in the course that talks about taking this one or taking this one, right? Which one do you take? Because I felt like that was important, because technically when we're talking about 15-minute charts, there's going to be level. There's a ton of levels. It's which one do you take? So kind of discussing that one. And I thought doing a couple breakdowns. Maybe I should actually screenshot this one. This is one of the parts, actually part of the part. I didn't do like one long video. I have sliced parts this time because it's so much easier. Maybe I'll screenshot this one and use this one as a case study. This actually isn't. This is a good little case study one. But again, entry either way. You're almost out of it. You're not out of it yet. So YM is in there. Russell. I can tell you right now that there was the Russell one. And again, absolutely came back. I can tell Russell's already out as well. 1 and 3's line right there. All right. And magically, look at that. It kicked off the old level there. Again, wasn't really. That's kind of, you want to make sure the profit target was there. So where does Russell stop today? Whoops. Russell stops. Ooh, it didn't hit it. Looks like Russell touches 1721 today. So, yeah, so 3 out of 4. All 4 went in the same direction. Unfortunately, NQ didn't actually retrace enough, and there's nothing we can do about that. You're not going to be able to catch all of them. Again, if it made sense for you to take it as a, like a knockout or something like that, or even, again, remember, although I cannot actually trade it, and again, you guys know why I can not actually trade it. Unfortunately, Melissa is in the wrong industry for me to be able to trade this one, but you could actually take this one and, trade it with traditional options. Day trading traditional options weeklies is actually a real thing. Unfortunately, I cannot do it, which sucks. But you could have absolutely used it here instead of something like a Nadex, and you would have been good. And NQ, if you would have taken it, because again, looking for that open, you did pretty well, right? You did pretty well on that one already. So yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, curious to see how far Tesla goes down. It's so funny. It's like, there's definitely things there. Actually, where's Apple go to? Apple looks like it's ready to bounce, by the way. Just saying. Apple probably going to bounce in here. So, Twitter, I do think it rolls back. Once he takes it over, I think it tanks. But yeah, I think Apple's ready to bounce. Actually, let's see. Apple. There's an options trade here for Apple. Yeah, there's an options trade there for you traditional options guys. There's an options trade right there. So anyway, all right, 10:35. Let's go ahead and do the drawing. Oh, actually, you know what? Let me see. Let me see what crude oil came in at today, because I'm curious now. Yeah, kind of similar. Look, the expectation was, positive 1.7, came in at minus 1.4. The API inventory report was positive 1.9, again, versus 1.7, and it came in at 1.7 over here. So not too far off, right? Pretty close this time, right? Pretty close. And again, look at the chop back and forth, right? So again, oil was not a news trade setup today. And you can see literally bouncing back and forth between 1 minute levels, right? So, all right, let's do it. So Neuro won yesterday. Oh, we had like 10 in yesterday. We got 6 in today. Who we missed today? We got Neuro. Ernest is in. Sean is in. No Jeff today. No Will today. So it looks like people are sleeping. People are sleeping. And actually, it is a holiday, right? Isn't today Yom Kippur? Isn't it Yom Kippur today? Yeah. Oh, no. That was yesterday into today. Oh, yeah. It begins sundown yesterday and ends today. So, yes, it is technically Yom Kippur today. So, I don't know if you're supposed to. It's a day of atonement. I don't know. Are you supposed to say Happy Yom Kippur? I don't know if that's a thing or not. I don't know. Are you supposed to say that? Ooh, I don't know. If it's a day of atonement, I feel like that's a no. It's like you've been bad. I don't know. If anybody know the answer to that one, type that one in chat, because I honestly, I have no idea. Right? I mean, it's not like Merry Christmas. Like, you don't say Merry Yom Kippur, right? Ooh, I got to call some of my Jewish friends and be like, hey, really curious. It came up on stream today. What is it? All right, let's close it down. All right, we got some hot and heavy kind of bidding going here. I didn't see these guys in there. I should have done the what's it called? The auctioneer thing there, right? We got a 7. Do we have a 10? Do we have a 7? Right? All right. Winner of today's drawing is Ernest took it. Look at that. He was able to buy it. He was able to buy it. Again, he had a 43% chance of winning. It is, at the end of the day, statistics, but at what cost, right? So Ernest got 25, so it cost him today. But remember, right, sometimes, keeping your enemy from excelling, Neuro was going for big dollars today, right? Neuro was going for big dollars today. It's a lose the war to win the battle, right? Lose the war to win the battle. That's what I think it was today, right? No. Lose the battle to win the war. Sorry. I did that totally backwards. Sorry. My bad. Thanks, guys. Obviously, the coffee is decaf today, and I was tricked again. So, yeah, I'm just a hater. Winning doesn't matter. If Ernest loses tomorrow, we all win. I know. It's, I don't know. Maybe Ernest was hanging out with Briggs. Briggs is like, but I won. It's like, Briggs, you just spent like 60 pip chips to win, 5. It doesn't work that way. So, all right. With that said, I'm out of here. Like I said, a lot of movement thus far. There should be. Here you go. Look at this. Oh, I love this. I'm really starting to like daily a lot more. Like, I'm really starting to become a daily fan. I do not see rate cuts in 2023, right? For the U.S. to have a clear path, we're going to raise rates to restrictive territory, then hold them there for a while, right? I see demand continues to account for approximately 50% of inflation. Yeah. We must be prepared for inflation to be more persistent than we anticipated. Yes. Daily has drank the right tea. If Friday's data shows that hiring is slowing, that would be welcome news, not will slow down. I'm telling you, I feel like whatever coffee, wow, I'm loving this. I'm really starting to become a daily fan. I'm just going to say it. Bullard is obviously my favorite. I feel like at this point, send in Bullard with Vice President Daly in there to run the Fed. I'm in. Like, man, I'm in. Love it. Go Daly. Woo. New fan. Yeah, she's the smartest there. No, Bullard is the smartest. Hands down. But she is definitely coming. I'm definitely, she's been slow to kind of come around, Debbie. But again, she's smart, but Bullard has literally been dead on. We need to go strong. We need to do 1%. Everyone's like, you're insane. And then we went into what? 0.75, 0.75, 0.75. And everyone's like, we need to front run. It's like, really? The dude said that last year. And y'all thought he was crazy. No. Debbie, how do you know she doesn't identify as a man? It's just Debbie, that's a pretty crazy assumption there. How do you know? You don't know that. You don't know that. Can't make assumptions in this day and age, Debbie. 2022. All right, guys, I'm out of here before I pick on Debbie too much. All right, everybody. I'll catch you guys tomorrow, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. Again, we have 2 days of action-packed news. I think Friday's going to be a very, very interesting treat, and they're already starting to talk about it now. So with that said, I'm out of here. I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning, 9:30. Everybody take care.